Welcome to the ultimate Hanukkah video. Can't light a fire, can't light a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire, even though we're both dancing in the dark. Can't light a fire, can't light a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire, even though we're just dancing in the dark. Can't light a fire, can't light a fire without a spark. And that's the secret of Hanukkah. For me, and this is a Hiddush, the secret of Hanukkah is even before the first candle is lit, even before you light the shamash candle, whatever they call the servant, it's really the shemesh, the sun candle, it's the same letters, shin mem shin. It's the lighting of the match, which to me is the essence of Hanukkah. The lighting of the match, before I light the candle, is the essence of Hanukkah. Then the mitzvah is to only light one candle. So this is a pre-mitzvah. The pre-mitzvah is how to light that candle. The intent is how to light that candle. And so for me, the essence of the intent of the lighting of the servant candle, the ner, actually ner, is the lighting of the creation of the spark, of the match that lights the candle or the oil. Can't light a fire without a spark. And that spark is the essence here of that Hanukkah candle. And once I light my match, I fulfilled my obligation before I even light that servant candle, which to me is the real one candle of Hanukkah. So when they're saying that only one candle is necessary for Hanukkah, what they're really saying is it's the servant candle that has to be lit. And it is from that candle that you beautify and you go up. Now, that's actually a Hiddush. And I have some amazing things to tell you that you've never heard before, but I'm not making them up. So far we have to have the first candle, the shamash candle, lit by a match, and for me that satisfies Hanukkah. The match satisfies Hanukkah, even more so the one candle, because the halakha is to have one candle every night. But then to beautify it, they have a more of a halakha. And as you know, we go from one candle first night up to, and then we increase the light till 8. And that's Hanukkah. The only thing is, though, that there's another interpretation of how to do that. The 1 to 8 is what they call Beth Hillel. Everybody knows that. That's what we do. There's another interpretation from Beth Shammai where we start with 8 candles. And then the second night do 7. And do 6. The natural, like, letting down light. You know, like light going out. Start with the big flame and then it goes out. Beth Hillel starts with a small flame and increases. You see? So which would be correct? They always say, oh, in the future world, in Olam Haba, it'll be Beth Shammai, starting with 8 and going to 7, going to 1. But in this world, we do Beth Hillel, starting at 1 and going to 8. And so, you know, over the years, reading, I didn't make this up, but I've added some stuff here. Do both. How can you do both? You start with Beth Hillel and you go 8. And then you do Beth Shammai. On the 9th night you do 8. And you go down, 10th night you do 7. And you proceed down to 1 candle. Now in the months that there's only 29 days in Kislev, you do 8 and then 7. But like this year, we do 8 because there's 30 days. It's a full month of Kislev. We do 8 and then the next night do 8 again and progress down. Now miraculously, what do we have here? If you go 16 nights, starting on the 25th of Kislev, and proceeding 8 and then 8 again, we get to the 10th of Teves. The 10th of Teves, which is a holiday. It's the beginning of the destruction of Jerusalem. When there was a siege on Jerusalem, they circled the town. The siege started on the 10th of Teves, which is a holiday itself. And then miraculously, 30 months later, that was on the 9th of Av, that's when the destruction of the temple took place. 2.5 years after the siege, 30 months, because we're going to use this for something. 30 months. So there's a tie-in between Hanukkah and doing the 2 forms of its observance, Beth Hillel and then Beth Shammai, and the last night, the last light comes out on the 10th of Teves, which in the Mishnah it says the 3rd seal comes until Hanukkah, the 3rd seal of the year. Remember, there's 3 seals. The first seal of the year, 3 hotams. It's the 10th of Yom HaKippurim is the first seal. Then Hoshana Rabbah is the 2nd seal. And then it says in the Mishnah, the 3rd seal is until Hanukkah. Now, miraculously, this is the 3rd seal for the year. The year doesn't really start until the 3rd seal. So miraculously, if we follow this system, the 3rd seal comes on the 10th of Teves, and the year doesn't start until the 10th of Teves. The year, so our year here, 5,778 as we're doing this, doesn't start till the 10th of Teves. We still have that time to do Shuvah. Still have that time to get ourselves prepared and ready. This is a miraculous concept. Until the 10th of Teves, which parallels the 10th of Tishri, because these tens are the same. And then 30 months from that 10th of Teves. So we're going to take the 30, which is, a special number for me, because that's the Nazia's number. And it's Yud Hey, which is the divine spelling in the world to come. It won't be Yud Hey Vav Hey. It's Yud Hey. The Yud and the Hey of the upper world will be down here in the lower world of Yud Hey. And so something that I did do, I took if you multiply itself by itself, meaning Yud squared is 100. Hey squared, 25. Yud squared, the second Yud squared, 100, that's 225, and Hey squared, 25, that's 250, and it just so happens to be the number of the word Ner, the Ner of Hanukkah, the light, the vessel. So all this comes together. Now, you never heard this before, and it's been written about. To do both Hillel and Shammai, 16 nights of Hanukkah candles until the 10th of Teves. The beauty of Hanukkah is that it crosses 2 months. You see, it ties in 2 months. It completes a circle. It ties in 2 months. It's very similar to the Christian time of the year here, with Christmas and the New Year. Because the 25th being Christmas and then the New Year first. But remember, there's 12 days of Christmas. So it ties in to the 6th of January. And that's what the wreath is. This circular wreath. You see? Because it ties in the year. Well, that's exactly what this is doing here on the 10th of on Hanukkah, starting on the 25th of Kislev. And even if you just do 8 days, it proceeds into Teves. But my 16 days goes into the 10th of Teves, and that ties in the 2 months. It makes a tie. And actually the siege is a samech around the town, Yerushalayim, a siege, they surround it, which is a samech also, it's like a wreath. So, this is something that I wanted you to hear. I have a lot to say on this. There's a lot of normative gematria about what's going on here, and I'll proceed to do that in other videos, but I was trying to keep it short, which I didn't, but I want to reiterate my Hiddush is that the spark, the lighting of the match, the intent of the mitzvah is the atzmutz level. There's a level in atzmutz, in ner, that means atzmutz. Ner meaning candle. But the thing before the candle is to me even more of an atzmutz. And ner meaning nun is 106, and resh 500 means 606, and that's the gematria of atzmutz level. And so for me, the spark that lights the shamash candle is the fulfillment of the mitzvah. And so to do that, we only have to do that for 8 or 16 days. If you want to be even more so, you go the Hillel version and then the Shammai version, down to 1, which is the 10th of Teves, which is the 3rd seal of the Rosh Hashanah. And we have until the 3rd seal to rectify ourselves and get ourselves ready for the year that's coming. And that's why I've left off a lot of my videos about the year, because the year doesn't start till the 10th of Teves. Doesn't start till the 10th of Teves. So, how many days? It's like 100 days. This is beautiful. And it's weird, isn't it? Don't start a fire. Can't start a fire. Can't start a fire. Can't start a fire without a spark. Da 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 da. Can't start a fire without a spark. And that's the truth. And so, this is for me, my ultimate Hanukkah video.